We also have another question that's given by Javastin, who was one of the near the top in the answers for the Kahoot questions. He says, "Hello everyone. I have a common question. I can see many jobs have this mainframe modernization. Is this something that the company is moving out from mainframe, or it's just an advancement of mainframe with cloud technologies?"
I can have a go at answering that, Sam, if that's okay.
Yeah, that'd be
I'll
great.
let others. Yeah, I'm definitely not the subject matter expert on this, but when I talk to customers about mainframe modernization, they're modernizing two things. One of which is their runtimes and their applications. I think the mainframe is perhaps 60 years old. Somebody will correct me on that. But a lot of the applications are perhaps not written to support more modern technologies. Kix, for example, when Kix first came out, Kix was, I think it's 64, but you can write 64-bit applications now. You can write thread-safe applications, TCP/IP applications. Back in the day, there wasn't 64-bit architecture. Things were SNA. Things were perhaps not web-based. So they're moving towards those. So they're trying to, so they put applications around. So they're modernizing the interface and of the applications, and you can see that in some of the questions in the quiz. That's driving more people are writing COBOL, more people are putting workloads through and transaction volume. The second one of which is the tooling, and I kind of teased about it on my talk about green screens being the interface of the mainframe, but you'll see that people are using more other tools rather than you having to learn how to operate a mainframe and have to be like Neo in the Matrix. If you know something like Visual Studio Code, or if you know Eclipse, or if you know Jenkins, which is a CI/CD team, you can start to operate the mainframe as well. So people are modernizing their applications and they're modernizing their operations.
Just to say one thing on that, from doing a few migration projects, one of the things I've seen is sometimes you can have your runtime when you take it off the mainframe go very fast, and it can cause you a problem. And equally, you can take it off the mainframe, think it will be seamless, and it seems to run forever, and you run into problems. So sometimes, as you say, when you take things off the mainframe, they either cause you problems going too quick, or they can cause you problems going too slow. That's been my experience, where you try and integrate back into the mainframe schedule.
Great. We have another question, but this one is actually directed towards Megan. Megan, so we've heard from various speakers of different films and people that have been iconic for them, for their mainframe careers. If you could name one person that has been a role model for your mainframe career, who would it be?
Wow. Well, that's kind of easy. I actually got into the mainframe at IBM from a distinguished engineer. She is the first African-American distinguished engineer, and she is my mentor and a person that inspired me. Her name is Dale Davis-Jones, so that would be the person. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, that was perfect. I could probably find her on LinkedIn to see what she's like. It sounds pretty
yeah, you definitely can.
Yeah. Awesome. Then we have another question for you, Megan. We have Megan, how about sharing experience of Python education to young children? Do you have the opportunity to do that at all, or are you doing that?
Well, actually, I'm glad you asked. I put an event together called She Can STEM, which actually encourages and teaches young girls in P-Tech. I don't know if many people know about P-Tech, but it's a program which helps those in high school also graduate simultaneously with their associate's degree within 4 or 5 years. IBM has backed. And so I put this yearly event together to encourage young females, especially those who are ethnically diverse, to learn more about coding and technology. And they come to IBM for the day. I put a series of panels together. They get to meet other young females within IBM. And we have this panel called the Girls Room, and they get to discuss what it's like to work at the company and their experiences. We also have a Python challenge, actually. and they get to break out into teams and code. And I put together at least 10 questions for them. And then after that, we have a Raspberry Pi lab. So yeah. So if you want to learn more about it, it's an IBM Systems magazine. She Can STEM. You could just Google it and you'll probably find it. So yeah.
That's awesome. I think that's one of the things that I've been most intrigued about, because for a lot of young women that I've known, there's a big women in technology area in IBM, but also in a lot of technology businesses. But a lot of the conversation needs to start a lot earlier. It needs to be when they're in school, and they need to have role models exactly like you, Megan, and the distinguished engineer that you spoke about, for them to kind of see like that it's actually possible to go down there. So it's really good to hear that there's more like activities that are going on in that space.
Yeah, and that's why I did it, because my mentee at the time, very smart girl, wasn't thinking I can be an engineer, because she had a stereotype of what she thought an engineer should look like or be. And that wasn't her. And so when she met me and I told her, this is exactly what I do, she was actually quite surprised, to the point where she kept asking me, what do you do for your day-to-day job? And she didn't understand the high-level overview. So I figured the best way to explain is to show. And I brought her in, and she fell in love with development. Now she has more confidence in saying, okay, I can do an internship in Python, and not, being fearful or shy away from a challenge.
That's awesome. That's really good to hear. Well, I'm really glad that those kinds of things are still kind of sparking up all over the place. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out.
Yeah, and please do stick a link into our Slack as well, as I'm sure so many people will be really interested in that. And so we are at 7:30. So I know we did plan to finish around now. Do we have any other questions?
We have one more question, and this one's directed to Joe. And this is a fun one. So if the Wachowski brothers, who wrote the Matrix trilogy, were to make a film about your life, which actor would you like to play yourself in the movie?
My answer would have changed over the years, but I think right now, I don't know, do I look a bit like a Jason Statham or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe he could play it, but over the years I had lots of movie heroes, yeah, so it'd be Jason Statham, yeah.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Is that Jason Statham or Jason Statham? I pronounced his name wrong, I'm sorry.
I say Statham, but...
Statham, Jason Statham, okay.
Brilliant. I think that was the last question that we've got listed, but if anybody else has any further questions, please put them on our Slack channel, and then we'll reach out to the speakers if you want to direct them at anyone and get them to answer us, and we'll pop them back on the Slack channel for you.
Samantha, Abby, I learned by Slack Talk that you found the link. Will you post it somewhere? You found the link to the YouTube video?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I put the link to your video, and I've also put your video into the general channel on our Slack.
Okay, thank you.
So I think that is everything we have for today. So thank you everybody so much for sticking with us through the myriad of different technology issues. Yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting night for me. I hope it has for you. So thank you ever so much to all of our speakers. So Andrew, Joe, Martin and Megan, thank you so much. Thanks to my co-hosts, Sam and Bethany, and also thanks to the rest of the organising team who hopefully are still on here. I hope we haven't lost them. But thank you so much, and come join us on Slack where we can carry on the conversation, and everybody can get to know each other, share any links, anything that you think people might be interested in. That is what Slack is for. Come and join the community. So thank you ever so much for attending. Keep an eye on Meetup. Well, maybe we did test Crowdcast, but maybe we'll have a bit of a rethink. It should go smoother next time. It can't go much worse, right?
It could work. Something about Crowdcast. I'm using the open source brother of Crowdcast, which is Jitsi, and that works extremely well. So it cannot be much.
Okay, well, we'll have to have a look at that. That sounds good.
Yeah, we'll follow up with you on that one. So,
Okay.
Thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to stop the recording now. Yes, I actually recorded this. I'm
Crazy.
I don't want to ever watch it back, though. I don't think.
I think the presentation's definitely worthwhile. And if we do get, if anybody has a presentation, the speakers, let us know and we'll pop it up on the presentations channel so everyone can reach it.
I think I have most people's now.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah, I think I just need yours, Andrew.
You need what, sorry?
Your presentation.
No
Brilliant.
problem.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Bye.